Hey guys, welcome back. It's Get In Where You Fit In. Chad C-Munk Ellison here. It is the eve of the 2025 NFL Draft. Night before. Um, Little camera difficulty there. So we're gonna lay out a mock draft. We're gonna add trades. I will not lie, trades were really hard to do in this. So we have a couple. If I would have went deeper into it, I didn't want to take some chances and kind of make it seem very vanilla. So there's not very many trades. There is a blockbuster trade, which I think some people will enjoy. Maybe other people, including some Lion fans, will not because it involves a division rival. But first and foremost, big news out of Allen Park. Detroit Lions re-sign starting free safety Kirby Joseph. 4-year extension, $87.2 million. So we got the leading interception safety in the NFL coming back, a 4-year extension. I think it's real good news for the Lions. That's one guy we can knock off. Last year, right before the night before the draft, we extended two guys big time. We're still waiting. I know it's getting late tonight. We are later on this live podcast than I really wanted to be, but between work getting out late today and then a whole lot of prep, reading up on some rumors, I'm kind of hooked on mock drafts right now. So I've watched about, several mock drafts in the last 48 hours. A lot of things are changing here and there. Rumors are swirling. Please do not buy into rumors and think the sky is falling, especially for the Lions. They are not trading a starting wide receiver. He is not going anywhere. That guy is beloved by Dan Campbell and the staff. Jameson Williams is not getting traded this week. Relax. Make sure you follow on all my social media outlets. Tonight we are live again on the YouTube channel. That is at Chad Ellison 9449. We are also on the Get In Where You Fit In Facebook page. I will also share to my personal Facebook page probably tomorrow. And we are also on the Instagram. That's at C-Munk989. As I said, we're working on some other outlets. We haven't I just haven't had time to, really put some time into getting onto these other things. Eventually, we are going to be on Twitch, which the handle on Twitch, C-Munk_989. We will also eventually get on TikTok. My TikTok is the real C-Munk. My Twitter, follow me at Twitter at C-Munk989, Threads C-Munk989, and of course the Facebook group. Go ahead and share that with your sports loving friends. This is all the Detroit sports coverage you can handle all the time. We're posting every day. Another big win for the Tigers today. The Tigers just beat a National League playoff team, the San Diego Padres, 2 out of 3. 6-0 win today. Reese Olson gets the win. He's up to 3-1. Moving on, like I said, big news with Kirby. Make sure you hit the follow button on all the handles. Any questions, just shoot me a private message or message on the Get In Where You Fit In page, and someone will help you. Everybody's always on there. I believe we're up to over 400 followers on the Facebook page now. The YouTube channel it's starting to, it's starting to get there now. Finally getting some subscribers. Things take time. I know the Instagram has a lot of following. These videos are going to continue to go on Instagram Live. My biggest thing is I want to tap into Twitch and I want to tap into the TikTok network. I think we could really get some useful viewing on TikTok. So we're going to do a 2-round mock draft 2.0 from getting where you fit in here. Like I said, we opened trades. I will tell you that it was really hard, especially in this draft. This draft is, I mean, you see a lot of drafts that are just absolutely stacked. This draft has very, very good talent in certain places. It is this draft has a lot of depth at the edge position, at the offensive line position. So it was really hard to do trades. You know, it's not quarterback worthy of people trading up for quarterbacks. I think if I would have did, 3, 4, maybe 5 round mock, there would have been a lot more trades as, you kind of settle into the draft. You know what your needs are. You're going to get movement out of current NFL vets that are going to be getting traded, into the second, third, fourth round. Like I said, I didn't want to make this a mockery, kind of a Mickey Mouse show. So we didn't, reach on a lot of the trades I wanted to have fun with. As for rumors, there's been some major Lion rumors the last few days. First and foremost, a report is, Brad Holmes has reached out and talked to the Giants about number 3. That is very accurate. He has done that. Nothing has become final. I don't expect that would be until the Giants go on the clock at 3. But I think it's really clear who the Lions are trying to get at 3 if they come up. They want Abdul Carter. They believe Abdul Carter is premier 1.1 out of the edge rushers. Very comparable. Like, I keep watching his film, his step off, his first step. It's Micah Parsons. They went to the same school. They're from the same part of Pennsylvania. I mean, he pretty much has mirrored his gameplay as Micah Parsons. I think people are going to see that. Abdul Carter is going to be amazing. Whether the Giants get him, I know the Giants have 2 edge rushers, but maybe a Thibodeau move could come in at some point. Maybe they roll with 3 of them, kind of run some NASCAR packages. But then you got Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, probably top prospect in the entire draft. I think if the Tennessee Titans weren't so quarterback desperate right now, Travis Hunter would be a Tennessee Titan. I almost said a Houston Texan. But so what we're going to start. First pick, Tennessee Titans on the clock. I don't think it's any question who Tennessee goes with. I think this is unanimous. I wouldn't be surprised if, Cam Ward's agent already has a contract in front of him. Pick number 1, Cam Ward, quarterback. Miami of Florida. Cam Ward is a 6'2", 223-pound gunslinger. He has the ability to extend the pocket, to extend plays with his legs. I think that's what the Titans are kind of in love with right now. They're trying to change their offense. Cam Ward will start day 1. I don't know what they're going to keep Will Levis, and Will Levis is going to be his backup. If in some point in this draft or in this offseason, one of these teams like the Cleveland Browns, New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, one of these teams go trade for Will Levis and see if they can get some use out of him. New Orleans Saints is a possibility. We don't know what's going to really happen with Shedeur Sanders. That's probably a big question to see what happens with some of the vets. Cleveland is definitely going to need a quarterback here at some point. If they don't get it in the draft, Kirk Cousins trade could go down. Will Levis could get moved. Jimmy Garoppolo from the Rams could be in play, especially if the Rams go quarterback, with one of their first couple picks. So pick number 1 in this mock draft 2.0, trades are going to be involved. The Tennessee Titans are taking quarterback Cam Ward. Number 2 overall, the Cleveland Browns on the clock. A lot of needs here. As we just said, the Cleveland Browns have a huge hole at quarterback right now. Deshaun Watson with the torn Achilles will not play in 2025. Not that he played really well anyway. I think his days are past. It really hurt him missing almost 2 full years. I don't want to go into the legal stuff with him, but Cleveland is going to at some point have to address the quarterback position. I don't believe the trade Philadelphia made with Cleveland earlier in this offseason for Kenny Pickett. I don't believe Kenny Pickett is a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I don't believe he's on the roster yet. It could be Kirk Cousins. Who knows? Maybe Aaron Rodgers takes a left turn and ends up in Cleveland instead of Pittsburgh. So a lot of things still to be decided in Cleveland. Cleveland's pick, Travis Hunter Jr., cornerback, wide receiver, Colorado. The absolute unicorn of this draft. I mean, this kid is something. If he would have went to Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, I think there'd be a whole lot more love for him. He won the Heisman. Maybe he didn't deserve the Heisman with the season Ashton Jeanty had. Ashton Jeanty played at a smaller school, Boise State. But this kid is a unicorn. He is going to change, an entire franchise. I know he says he's not going to go a place where they don't let him play both ways. And he will soon realize when he gets to that franchise and he starts his mini camps, you can't start at two positions at this high of a level. So I believe Travis Hunter is an NFL wide receiver, and I believe they can spray him in on certain packages in the secondary. Cleveland is pretty set the corner position, but like I said, this kid's a playmaker. I believe they find some things for him to do. Travis Hunter will, I believe, start, probably in the slot in Cleveland. But first and foremost, they better find a quarterback because this kid can absolutely make plays, as Jerry Jeudy can, as Tillman can, and Njoku. I think they're still figuring the running back position out. Nick Chubb is a current free agent. So a lot to be decided in Cleveland. They could have went to the defensive route, went and got the edge rusher. A lot of people for months thought Abdul Carter was a Cleveland Brown. And then I think Cleveland really fell in love with all the things Travis Hunter, could offer. Number 3 overall, the New York Giants on the clock. And here's your guy, stud edge rusher. I don't believe a trade actually gets done here. I don't believe the Lions give up everything the Giants would want, which would be, 28th overall, probably 2 more first-round picks, several second and third round picks. I just don't believe Brad Holmes is that type of guy. He is a guy that likes to move around in the draft. He is not a guy that wants to give his entire franchise up just for one guy. So Abdul Carter to the New York Giants. We're talking a 6'3", 250-pound absolute stalwart of an edge rusher. I mean, this guy, the film, as I keep saying, he is Micah Parsons 2.0. Maybe even a higher ceiling than Micah Parsons. The Giants have edge rushers. Kayvon Thibodeau will, that's a big question mark. He hasn't produced in New York. I believe he's got, 2 more years, and they're really going to have to make a decision with him. So they could decide to move on from him. They could probably get a second-round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau right now. I don't know. Maybe that's a Detroit Lions decision. Maybe call the Giants and say, okay, are you willing to move Kayvon Thibodeau? We need to address opposite Aiden Hutchinson right now. But Abdul Carter is the top prospect in this draft. He is a New York Giant at number 3. Here we go. Start the roller coaster. The 4th overall pick, the New England Patriots on the clock. And here's a trade. Make your sound. The New England Patriots are making a big trade here. New England Patriots trade to the Chicago Bears. New England is receiving from Chicago the 25 first-round pick. That'll be 10th overall that Chicago is scheduled to have. They also receive the 25 second-round pick, 41st overall, a 26 first-round pick, and a 2026 third-round pick. In return, the Chicago Bears receive this pick, the 4th overall pick, and the 2026 5th-round pick. With this selection, the Chicago Bears trade up to draft, and Ben Johnson's mind, this guy is set up to be the same kind of athlete Jahmyr Gibbs was when the Lions traded to 12th overall to get Jahmyr Gibbs. The Chicago Bears have drafted Ashton Jeanty, running back, Boise State. Ben Johnson gets his dime in the rough running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run between the tackles. This guy is he's going to be special. We see star written all over Ashton Jeanty. So Ashton Jeanty to the Chicago Bears at number 4 overall. Number 5 overall, the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. A lot of people have had Mason Graham here for months. I don't know if it's just the prolonged of mock drafts and the rumor mill. It seems Mason Graham's fallen a little bit right now. I don't know if it's the arm length or what it is. Jacksonville goes in a different direction here. They have a premier top 6 starting quarterback in the NFL. Liam Cohen is hired to be the new head coach, and he's an offensive mastermind. He's going to get T. Law a little help here, drafting wide receiver Totoro McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona. I mean, this is a big kid. We're talking a 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver from Arizona. Can take the top off your defense, runs really crisp routes, has good hands. So T-Mac, Totoro McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 6 overall, the Las Vegas Raiders on the clock. Now with Ashton Jeanty off the clock, the Raiders kind of had to reorganize a little bit. Another need on that team is going to be offensive line. They go get the absolute best right tackle on the board, the top offensive lineman on the board, in my opinion, Armand Membu, offensive tackle, Missouri. He is going to pencil right in to play right tackle day 1. You get to play next to Brock Bowers. They're going to figure their running back position out. But Armand Membu, top tackle in this draft cycle, I believe, over Will Campbell from LSU. I believe Will Campbell is probably going to pencil in at a guard position, short arms, fantastic offensive lineman, going to be an all-pro, but I believe it's at the guard position and not at the left tackle position. On to the number 7 overall pick, the New York Jets on the clock. And they're getting a weapon here for Justin Fields. Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State. Tyler Warren, 6'6", 257. Not the blocking tight end you think maybe they need on their offensive line to get Breece Hall back to form. He is willing to try to block. He really can seal the edge really, really well. He has good hands, kind of a bigger tight end, can run routes, a good red zone target. But Tyler Warren, tight end at 6'6", 257 from Penn State, is a New York Jet. Number 8 overall, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. Here's the other one. As I said, I've been hearing a lot of rumors. Lions looking at edge rushers. This was one of the places they have a rumor that Lions are really interested in trading to 8 and seeing if they can come up with Jalen Walker to set the opposite edge of Aiden Hutchinson. As I said, I didn't want to make this a Mickey Mouse type of mock draft. I know there's some of those out there. They can get fun. They can get kind of exuberant and annoying. I didn't want to do that in this mock draft. So I didn't have a trade here. I have Carolina staying put and drafting Jalen Walker, edge, Georgia. I mean, this is an absolute, answer at the edge position. He can also back up, run sideline to sideline at the linebacker position. Tall, lanky, really, really good athlete. Number 9 overall, the New Orleans Saints are on the clock. There's been a lot of rumor of the corner position here. I've seen a lot of Will Johnson. But I think there's a lot of questions, a lot of answers on Will Johnson. I mean, when he played at Michigan, absolute top 3 corner in all college football the last 3 years. But, this last year he ran into some injury issues. There was a lot of question. Did he love football? Was he making a business decision because he knew Michigan wasn't as good and kind of saving himself for, the draft and for his professional career? Or was he just really hurt this year and couldn't really do much? When he did play, I mean, the results are there. He's a big corner at 6'2", but He's very physical, so he kind of can get handsy. I believe he'll early on he'll pay for that at the NFL level, but as it goes down, he'll be a cornerback one in this league. But that's not the direction I have the Saints going here. I have the Saints doing what a lot of people were yelling for nobody to do at the top of the first round. They're going quarterback, and they're taking the guy we're thinking of, Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado. Shedeur Sanders, 6'2", 215. I know they don't rave about his arm strength. Maybe his pocket presence has been questioned, but you're going to New Orleans where you're playing in a dome for at least, 13 weeks a season. You got some weapons in New Orleans. You got a pretty good offensive line in New Orleans. I think it's just the right situation for Shedeur, and they'll just keep putting pieces around him. Shedeur Sanders to the New Orleans Saints at 9 overall. 10th. Here's the other piece of that New England-Chicago trade. New England moves into the 10th spot from the Chicago Bears, and they take the guy they probably would have took at 4 overall either way. Will Campbell, offensive lineman, LSU. I say offensive lineman. They have him as a left tackle. I don't believe he pencils in at left tackle. Maybe for the Patriots, they at least give him a look at tackle before they end up moving him inside, and I believe he plays in the interior at the guard position. I mean, Will Campbell, very, very good, very big, has really good footwork, but there's a question about his arm length. I believe that he plays inside and he becomes an all-pro at offensive guard. 11 overall, the San Francisco 49ers on the clock. A lot of holes in San Francisco. The defense is depleted. The tackle position is depleted. Williams isn't getting any younger at the left tackle, which is why they go get the second-ranked tackle on the board here, Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle, Texas. I mean, you talk about tackles. This kid checks all the boxes off. He's big. He's powerful. 6'4", 320 pounds. Good feet work, really good hands. He's going to pencil right in immediately probably at that left tackle. If Trent Williams is healthy and they move Kelvin Banks over the right tackle, they have a really, really good offensive line all of a sudden back with San Francisco. Maybe they can keep everybody healthy in San Fran. I think their quarterback's getting ready to get a big deal here. Number 12 overall, the Dallas Cowboys on the clock. Dallas, also a team that has a lot of needs. I know a lot of mock drafts, maybe just about 75% of mock drafts have Dallas going wide receiver here. Compliment CD Lamb. Dak Prescott going to be healthy coming back this year. I don't agree. I think they address their defense here. It's hard to win football games, if you can't get some stops. They have a giant need at the middle linebacker position opposite of Overshown. And they address it here with linebacker one in the draft, Jihad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama. 13 overall, the Miami Dolphins on the clock. And here's a guy that may have slid a little bit. We don't know, you don't know why. Some of these situations, just a defensive tackle wasn't something that was going to pencil in. Almost every mock had this guy going to the Jacksonville Jaguars at 5 overall for the last few months. Something in the last week or two has changed a little bit. The wide receiver talk with Jacksonville is heated up. Mason Graham falling to 13 overall to the Miami Dolphins, defensive tackle from Michigan. 14 overall, the Indianapolis Colts on the clock, and they take the other top tight end off the board, Colson Loveland, tight end, Michigan. 15 overall, we're staying pretty consistent here with a lot of mock drafts, also with my mock draft 1.0. Mike Green, edge rusher, Marshall. 16 overall, the Arizona Cardinals on the clock. Arizona goes and gets Kyler another weapon outside. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas. 17th overall, the Cincinnati Bengals on the clock. I think it's time they really start addressing the edge rusher position. we're going to keep saying it. We don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson. Whether I don't believe they're going to be able to re-sign him. Who knows? After seeing the Lions, re-sign Kirby Joseph today for $86 million for a 4-year extension, maybe the cap really isn't real. If not, and Trey Hendrickson re-signs with the Bengals, now you have, a need on the other side. Shamir Stewart, edge rusher, Texas A&M. 18 overall, the Seattle Seahawks address the secondary. Strong safety, Nick Amenwari, safety, South Carolina. Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of had to go back to the drawing board. I think they were all in on Jahad Campbell. He goes off the board, but they're still going to address their defense. They're going to the corner position. I know a lot of people might think it's a little early for Maxwell Hairston, the corner from Kentucky. Tampa, likes that he can play outside immediately, and that's what they draft him for. 20th overall, the Denver Broncos on the board. They have a giant need at running back, and there is a power back in this draft that fits the bill. Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina. You see a lot of his grades, a lot of what the scouts are saying. Omarion Hampton is being tabbed as like an Emmitt Smith type. He can come out of the backfield. He can catch the football. He runs really well between tackles. He can run away from the secondary. So Omarion Hampton pencils in to be the running back in Denver. 21 overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a quarterback need. They don't know what Aaron Rodgers is doing. A lot of